In the times of Gautam Buddha, there lived a very famous and beautiful woman named Pali. She was so beautiful that golden chariots always stood at the gate of her palace, and even great kings had to wait to meet her. Despite being a prostitute, she had become so rich that she could purchase kingdoms. However, deep down, she suffered. Within that beautiful body, there was also a beautiful soul that longed for love. People called her Nagarwadu, which means the wife of the whole town. One day, while standing on her terrace, she saw a young Buddhist monk who had nothing but a begging bowl. He had a tremendous presence, awareness, and grace. The moment she saw him, she was fascinated by his charm. She rushed down to him and said, "Oh monk, please accept my invitation to dine at my home." The monk accepted her invitation. After serving him food, Pali said, "After 3 days, the rainy season is going to begin, and I invite you to stay in my house for 4 months. Buddhist monks do not move during the 4 months of the rainy season. They stay in one place. For the other 8 months, they continuously travel, normally not staying in one place for more than 3 days. The young monk replied, "I will ask my master. If he allows me, I will come." After saying this, he left. Before the young monk could reach the assembly, his fellow monks rushed to Buddha and said, "The young monk must be stopped. Pali has invited him to her house for 4 months, and it is not right for a monk to stay in a prostitute's house." Buddha told them, "Keep quiet. Let him come." The young monk came, touched Buddha's feet, and told him the whole story. He said, "A woman has invited me to stay for the 4 months of the rainy season in her house. Every monk will be staying somewhere for those 4 months, so I too will have to stay somewhere. I need your permission to go there and stay." Buddha looked into his eyes and said, "You can stay." This was shocking to all the other monks. Thousands of monks could not believe that Buddha had allowed a monk to stay in a prostitute's house. All the monks stood up and said, "This is not right. This man is hiding a fact. He says a woman, but in fact Pali has invited him. She is not just a woman, she is a prostitute." Buddha replied, "I know, and because he has not used the word prostitute, I am allowing him to stay there. He has respect for her." After 3 days, the young monk left to stay with Pali, and other monks began gossiping again. Buddha said to them, "You should keep silent. 4 months will pass, and I trust my monk. I have looked into his eyes. There was no desire. If a monk's meditation is deep, then he will change the prostitute. If his meditation is not deep, then the prostitute may change him. It is now a question of meditation versus physical attraction. Just wait for 4 months." Despite these words, the disciples thought Buddha was trusting too much. They believed this young man, and Pali's beauty posed an unnecessary risk. However, after 4 months, the young monk returned and touched Buddha's feet. Following him came Pali, who also touched Buddha's feet and said, "I tried my best to seduce this young monk, but it was all useless. Instead, he convinced me through awareness that real life is only in knowing your true self. Now I want to give all my possessions to the commune of your monks." It is said that later, Pali became one of the enlightened female monks among Buddha's disciples. In our own lives, we often find that to control the sexual thoughts arising in our minds, we must eliminate sexual desire first. However, instead of eliminating sexual desire, we start satisfying it by indulging in it because we lack control over our minds. This is why many young people engage in unnatural sexual activities like masturbation, forgetting that our semen is our energy. If we can conserve this energy, we can achieve great success in any field of life. Throughout history, all great personalities who have achieved greatness did so by conserving their human energy. To conserve your semen, you don't need to suppress your sexual desire. Instead, eliminate it through meditation and good thoughts. If your meditation is strong and you have control over your mind, you can easily control the sexual thoughts arising in your mind.